Hey guys, so welcome to the second State of the Culture. So when I originally started the State of the Culture, my plan was to start doing this once at least every 6 months. But nearing the end of the first State of the Culture, you guys told me you would prefer for me to do it once every 3 months. And that's cool because things change daily in what we affectionately call our car culture. So first I want to tell everybody thank you so much for continuing to rock with me and watch my show, subscribe to my YouTube channel, purchase my merch, you guys genuinely follow, for the most part, a lot of you guys genuinely follow a lot of the things I do. And you guys know I genuinely have a love for cars and the people in the car world. So you guys literally, the majority of you support everything I do. So first I want to say thank you for that. Second, well, no, not second. I'll go ahead and get right into it. Like I said, I decided to do the State of the Culture once every 3 months because you guys said that you would prefer for me to do it. So what I'll do is I will speak my piece and say everything that I gotta say or that I want to say and get all of those things out of the way. And then after that, I will I'll close just my portion out and then allow you guys to come on and speak your piece. So when I'm done doing all my talking, I will allow anybody who would like to come on to come in and, speak your piece or say what you have to say. As long as we keep it respectful towards each other, I'm cool with that. So with that being said, I'll get started with the second State of the Culture. So the first thing I wanted to cover was car building. As a person who has built, this is actually my first car build on my own, but as a person who has built cars previously with boyfriends and things like that, the car building thing and the car world in general, when it comes to dealing with shops, dealing with parts people, dealing with painters, all of those things, I have to say there are great things about that, and then there are not so great things about that. What I will say in reference to that is a lot of people lying on the shops. Not everybody's lying on the shops. I won't say that because people will say that the shop is holding their car hostage, or the shop hasn't painted their car, or the shop hasn't done this, or the shop hasn't done that. In all cases, that is not the truth. Let's just be honest. You ain't paid them people their money. You're not taking the parts like you're supposed to, and you're trying to nickel and dime and penny pinch when it comes to them people. And you knew what it was. You might not have known exactly how much it was going to cost you, but you knew what it was when you took your car to them people. I myself personally, I cannot say that none of the shops have held my car hostage. I knew what it was when I took the car, and most of it is on me. Like, the shop now is waiting for me to purchase parts for my motor. They're not harassing me. So I'm not going to get out and tell people, oh, well, they holding my car hostage. They won't let me get my car. In a lot of cases, that is not true. In some cases, it is true. Some of y'all, some shops do be on the foolishness. I got to say they are. But also, you can't just take money when you feel like you want to take money. If the shop done called you and told you they need parts for their car, you need to make sure you get the parts for the car. You need to make sure you do what them shops telling you to do in reference to what you have to do when it comes to your car. So that's it on that part. It makes it sound good for you to say, oh well, the shop on some foolishness, or the shop is this, or the shop is that. And that sound good, but y'all can't just be out here slandering them people names knowing that you are the one on the BS. So what I will say to my shop people, if them folks ain't bringing you your money, myself included, if them folks ain't bringing you your money, tell them to come get their car or start charging them storage. And not for nothing, as a shop owner, y'all need to make sure your paperwork is in order. When they bring their car, take pictures or do whatever you need to do and have them sign off on that car that this is what's going on with the car. Take pictures as it goes. Make sure you cover what's going on with these people's car, because what they're going to do is get up there and lie on you. And that's really not what you want. We trying to be peaceful. We don't want to have those issues. So paperwork is a mug. Paperwork them to death. Make sure you take pictures. Make sure as each milestone is hit on these people's cars, you document. Because guess what? If they don't come and pick up their car, if they're not bringing you their money or bringing you your money or bringing those parts, guess what you have the right to do? You have the right to put a lien on that car. I understand it's not always going to be pretty. Some of these people be on the foolishness, but guess what? If they're not bringing the money for their cars, or they are not doing what they need to do in a timely fashion with those cars, with their cars, with your money, put a lien on their car. That's it. That's all. Business is business, and business is never personal. So that was that part. Next, I want to talk about people pocket watching. Here's the thing, right? I understand, we, for some odd reason, we always have, not me, myself personally, but a lot of people subscribe to that Willie Lynch mentality. They are crabs in a barrel, and they want to always have something negative to say when it comes to the money that you're making, or the moves that you are making, or what you are doing with yourself personally, and your time and your efforts. And that's that's just what it is when it comes to certain people. But at the end of the day, let's normalize not pocket watching. Let's normalize, if you want to offer me encouragement, or offer me a way to make money, or offer me some advice that's going to help push me in a positive direction, or me, thank you. Or not just me, in general. If you want to offer people some good advice on how they can make money, how they can further their whatever they're trying, if it's their career, if they're going to be a YouTuber, if they're going to be a social media influencer, if they're going to be a car shop, if they're going to be a rim shop, if you're offering advice and it's coming from a good place, that's cool. But let's stop watching these people pockets and trying to figure out what they have going on. Because at the end of the day, what they eat don't make you Let me say it again. What they eat don't make you So at the end of the day, not one bit of you hating on them ain't gonna make you one bit of money. Truth be told, if you stop hating on people, if you stop wondering or worrying about what people are doing, you probably could make you some money. And you probably could make a lot more money if you stop with the foolishness and stop hating on people. That's not what we need to be doing. At the end of the day, we need to be pushing people further in a positive direction. 78 Chevy boy said it really, really in a great way the other day. For those of us who really love the cars and love the car world and love the people in the car world and car activities, if we promote and push positivity, those people who are not promoting and pushing positivity, they won't have any choice but to get out of our ways if we are the one pushing a positive agenda. The problem has been historically that some of us are not pushing a positive agenda, and the ones that are pushing the negative agenda, we are giving them the spotlight. So there's a quote that says, you can't get mad at a clown for being a clown. You have to get mad at yourself for being for going to the circus. And so if we continue to feed the clown mentality or the clown agenda, then we have to hold ourselves accountable for the things that we are allowing to come into our car world. And some of us are car purists or racing purists, and some of us really do love the sport or love to see the cars, or some of us really, really are just into cars. Then you have the other the others. Some people are only in the car world, and it's sad and unfortunate to say, but some people are only in the car world for clout. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want people to make them feel like they are better than everyone else because they have a car. Some people have several cars. But nonetheless, there are those people that feel like they are better or should be treated better than someone because they have a car. Let me just tell you something about material things. Material things do come and go. I'm a prime example. I have in the past had a whole lot of material things. I have in the past have had not so many material things. But the one thing that you could always count on me to have had was I was humble, and I still had personality, and I still had, I still talked to everybody. I don't consider myself any better than anyone else. Never have. But what I do consider myself is there are some things that I'm just not going to stand for and not going to put up with, and disrespect is going to be one of them. So let's just normalize being nice to people. It's a lot of things going on in this world, and why not just be a nice human being? Why not just be a good human being to people? Okay, you may have more than me, or I may have more than you, but the one thing that brings us all together is our love for these cars. Some of us love the pretty side, some of us love the racing side, some of us love both. But let's just normalize being good human beings to each other. And if you see somebody is not a good human being, get them from around you. Why would you want somebody that acts that way or that is that way in your personal space or in your space at all? Let's just not do that. Next, I'll move over to this year in racing. Oh my God, this year has been, I would say 75% of the races that have been scheduled this year have been rained out. Now, I don't know if that's God's way of trying to tell us something, that we need to clean our act up or what we need to do. I haven't personally had attempted to have a race or a car show this year, but about 75%, maybe 80% of the car activities have been rained out this year. I'm not really sure what that means. Like I said, I don't know if that's the man upstairs' way of trying to tell us something or what's been happening with that, but a lot of car activities have been rained out this year. And this has been a crazy year. I don't really even understand what's been going on this year. But like I said, it's been about 75% of the things that have attempted to happen this year that have been rained out. For the ones that were not rained out, what I really don't like about our particular race world or our particular race culture is we make excuses for people who are not racing. There's a lot of people who are not racing, and we're still making excuses for them. We're still allowing them to have, of course they own a race car, so they have the right to say whatever they want to say, and people have the right to say whatever they want to say in general, because this is a free country. But if you are not racing, how come you always got an opinion on what somebody who is actually racing is doing? It's a lot of people that is not racing at all. So I don't understand why there's always, these particular people have always something to say about people who are actually getting in their car and driving and racing and going to the track, going to the street, going to wherever and actually racing. There are, a lot of guys that actually get in their car and race. They get in their car and race when the car is not 100%. We've seen it when the Purge just recently attempted to race at On Go and Heavyweight Bosses race in Macon. He knew his car wasn't 100%. Something broke at the track. But guess what he did? He still got in his car and he still actually attempted to go down the track and race. those things are commendable, because there are people that are not going to bust a grape in a fruit fight. They're not going to go down the track. They're not going to race. They're always just going to only have an opinion on what everybody else is doing in reference to racing. And some of them actually do own a actual race car, but they are not getting in the car and attempting to race. And for whatever reason, things happen. People, the world, the economy is kind of messed up. So they may not have the money to fix their car and actually race it. I get it. I understand. But if you don't have the money to fix your car and actually race it, then let's just ease up on the people who are actually getting in their cars and racing. So let's just not be so rough on those people, because they are actually getting in the car racing. Which brings me to Late Night Chevelle. We know Late Night Chevelle just recently had a bad accident, and we thought, to look at the car, you would think it would be a lot worse than what it was. But he actually walked away, not hurt, not any of those things. And so it was a great thing that Star Mac did the other night to ask people to just send Late Night a love donation to get his car fixed. That was super dope. That's really, to me, what our culture is about. We got to take care of each other, and we have not been taking care of each other. You know what I mean? There have been some talks that we want to try to start something where when something happens to people, we just have a little fun where we can send flowers to their family, or we can just do something nice for the people, because we have become like family. A lot of us. A lot of y'all, I didn't know y'all from a can of paint, but we now are family. We call each other, we talk on the phone, we DM each other, we text each other. We are just now like a great big dysfunctional family at times, but nonetheless we are family. And that's what family does. They take care of each other. We talk smack, but we take care of each other. And that's it. Now, there have been other accidents this year. Easy was in a horrific accident that landed him in the hospital. Hefe had an accident this year, which wasn't so horrific, but he still had to get his car fixed nonetheless. There have been accidents this year. Even Hot Rod was in an accident, and he was not at the track. Y'all know Hot was kind of messed up for a little while. But this, even just getting in a car and driving, hell, living life these days is dangerous. But getting in a car and driving, even whether you're on the street or whatever, is dangerous. But definitely these guys getting in these cars on the track, racing them. This is such a hard and dangerous thing that they do. And we as fans talk so much smack to these guys. Now some of them talk smack back to us. Let's just be clear. Some of them talk back to us, and they talk to us crazy. So I'm not making any excuses for that. But I just want us all to normalize practicing the art of STFU. That's shut the up sometimes. If you don't have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all. Do like I do. Tap in, sit in the comments, see the post. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but just keep scrolling. You're free to keep scrolling. And as a matter of fact, I want to touch on this. If you don't agree with what somebody does on their page, on their phone that they pay the bill on, it's this little button called unfollow, right? You can unfollow people. Actually, now you can even make them unfollow you. That is a real thing. I haven't made anybody unfollow me, but I have had to unfollow some people just because what they're doing on their page isn't aesthetically pleasing to my eyes, or aesthetically pleasing to my brain power, or it's just a whole bunch of foolishness going on their page. And I don't have a problem with unfollowing somebody. I don't really block very many people, but I don't have a problem with blocking anyone either. And so shouldn't any of you guys. If you don't agree with what a person is doing on their page, and on their phone that they pay the bill on, or their computer, or whatever they pay the bill on, then you're free to unfollow them. You don't have to get in their comments talking crazy to them, because here's the thing, right? I'm not one of those people. I'm not about to never put my hands on nobody unless they put their hands on me first, right? But you never know what state of mind people are in when you're in their comments talking all crazy. I have noticed, honorable mention to a lot of you guys and ladies, a lot of you guys have calmed down when it comes to them comments. Y'all have calmed down. Y'all don't talk crazy to people. I don't know whether, it just kicked in that, hey, this is not what I want to do. It might have kicked in that some people know you in real life. And some people don't tolerate you talking crazy to them on the internet. And then they see you in real life. And now you going to have to get them a straight fade. I'm not one of those people, because I just don't, I'm lucky and fortunate and blessed in the way that people don't really come on my page talking crazy a lot. It's only because I think that if you deal in respect, if you dish out respect, you get respect back. But that's just my humble opinion. I feel like I pass out respect, so I get back a lot of respect, and for that I'm definitely grateful. Want to move on to Dunkzilla. Let me just say, Dunkzilla is in the in that Boost Doctor realm, right? He is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people don't really say too much to Dunkzilla. I don't know. I'm not gonna say they're scared, but I'm gonna say they're real cautious when it comes to Dunkzilla. He is. I won't say he is the new Boost Doctor, but he is right along the lines of Boost Doctor. He comes to the track. He don't come for fun. He coming for the funds. He comes in with his whole crew. They putting everything together. He virtually has a NASCAR pit crew. The trailer, somebody said it the other night, I don't know if that's an elevator or what it is, but his trailer got an elevator in it. The car, he let the car down, they push it off the trailer, and it's go time. He does not come to barbecue and socialize and shake hands and kiss babies. He comes to do a job, and his job he does. And for that, I say kudos to you, Dunkzilla, because you don't play the radio. You are right along the lines of a Boost Doctor. Just like I say, not many people, and him, I say him, Dunkzilla, Boost Doctor, and Grand Nasty. That not too many people really make attempts to call them guys out. And I don't know what reason it is. I'm not gonna say because they got race cars, because they got whatever. I'm gonna say don't too many people mess with them people. And every time I see Dunkzilla go down the track, I'm thinking to myself, why y'all messing with them good people? Why is y'all messing with them people? But I mean, I understand. The other night, last Saturday night, Dunkzilla, I'm not a person that thinks, oh, they raced for such and such and so and so. I get that was a lot of money they raced for. I'm not saying the numbers, but that was a lot of money they raced for. And guess what? He came, he saw, he conquered. He came and he did his job. And guess what? He went home with the bag. So now his whole trip hopefully got funded by his winnings. And hopefully he was able to win some more money. And because it's not cheap for him to come from California. And he brings a whole crew of people with him. So congratulations to him. And I say, to those guys who actually getting out racing, these cars are getting faster and faster and faster by the second. So some of these guys actually got it figured out. They know what it takes to be a fierce competitor. And they are fierce competitors. So that's what I have to say about that. The other thing I want to touch on is being a female in the car world. I frequently talk about this when it comes to me being a female in the car world. It's sad and unfortunate that I have to even address this, but I have heard about myself so many people in this car world that I have slept with that I've never even seen these people without any clothes on. I don't know where these people live. I don't know what these people got going on. I don't know if they got wives, girlfriends, if they got both of them. I don't know what they have, but I have been romantically linked to so many people in this car world that is sad. It makes me sick. That I cannot, and not only myself, it's quite a few women that we just cannot be women in the car world. We have to be sleeping with somebody, or we have to be romantically involved with somebody. But I'm grown, so I can sleep with whoever I want to. But for some odd reason, it just makes people feel better to talk about my business, or to try and slander my name, or to try and say something to make me look bad. When most of the time, when people are always have something negative to say about you, or are always trying to make you look bad, that's because they're trying to cover up their own flaws. That's because they're trying to cover up they're trying to cover up their own dirt. So I would just ask that, or say that to anybody. Women in the car world are actually really, some of us, I can't speak for everybody, but some women in this car world, we actually just are in this car world because we love the cars, and we legitimately just want to be treated as equals. We're not asking for any special treatment. We just want to be treated as equals. We just want us, if I respect you, you respect me. If I disrespect you, hey, all bets are off. Oh, and that's another thing I wanted to talk about as far as being a female in the car world, right? I'm not really one of those females that is that, women staying in their place, so to speak. But what I will say is, I know I cannot fight a man and beat him. And I know that when men are discussing things, it's supposed to be for me to be out of the way. If it's two men talking, my daddy taught me that. If two men are talking and they're handling business or whatever even if they're fighting or arguing or whatever they're doing, it's not for me to get involved in that, because guess what? The moment one of them men put their hands on me, or the moment one of them men do something, now all of a sudden I play the victim. That's not right. I shouldn't have even been involving myself in what they had going on in the first place. Next, I want to talk about teams. The race teams. I really have great love, respect, and appreciation for a lot of the race teams. But what I just would like for you guys to do, or to say to you guys, is that some of y'all could just maybe treat your fans like they matter. Not all of you, but some of you treat your fans like they do not matter. And that's not fair, especially if they're actually a fan of yours. A real life fan of yours. They buy your merch, they come to your shows, they support whatever you have going on. And then for you to treat them like they don't matter, that is not fair. That's just my personal opinion. I won't even say I have fans. I would just say I don't even like to call my people followers. Maybe I call them supporters. So I treat all of my supporters like they matter. Now some I ain't gonna lie, they get a little crazy sometimes with the DMs or whatever, but for the most part, most of them are just, they're supporters. They want to support. They have followed along with what I have had going on for years, so they support what I do. But I also need to say to the fans or the followers or supporters or whatever you consider yourself, if you're watching this or if you watch the replay, stop talking to these people crazy. I see what y'all put in these comments. Y'all put some crazy stuff in these people comments. Y'all say some crazy stuff to these people. And I don't know how some of them like don't lose it on y'all. I do understand they're just comments. Some people feel like, oh, this is just the internet. The internet is here for fun. But that doesn't give you the right to say anything out of your mouth or type anything to people just because you consider the internet is supposed to be fun. And for me, I'm on the internet because it's fun. I love being able to get on and talk to y'all or push that button and go live and say what I want to say to you guys. But some things should not be said. You know, if you have to question if you should say this thing on the internet, then guess what? Maybe you shouldn't say it. Why are you questioning, oh, should I type this? Yeah, 9 times out of 10, if you got a question if you should type it, you probably shouldn't. And then the other thing is, when this comes out of your mouth, no disrespect, usually when a person says no disrespect, what's about to come right after that is about to be some disrespectful stuff. So if you have to say no disrespect, yeah, you probably shouldn't say what you're about to say next, because it's going to be probably a little disrespectful. Let's just normalize not being disrespectful to people. The other thing is, if you don't want to hear, see, watch what this person got going on, just unfollow them. Log off. Delete the Instagram app off your phone. It's nothing wrong with that. It's called self-care. If you're being too drawn into what's happening on the internet, I'd be the first to admit that I was a victim of that in the past. I was way too drawn into what these guys in this race world and this car world had me about ready to line all of them up in one straight line and go down the line slapping each and every one of them. Some of the girls too. Because some stuff that I see go on, and I'm a car. How did Savvy say? I'm a car purist. Like I'm not too involved in one thing. Like I'm not too involved in all the racing, so I couldn't tell you what everybody's record is. I'm not too involved in the car show, so I couldn't tell you what everybody has recently done to their cars. I'm not too involved in this or too involved in that. I just have my hands in a little bit of everything. So I have embedded myself in the car world. But I'm not way too invested in nothing nobody else got going on, because guess what? I'm trying to be invested in what I have going on. Me personally, what I have going on. Much like me and Chevy are having the Black Tie Culture Gala Saturday, February 4th. We wanted us all to get together and have a party. Be able to dress up, put on some clothes, and go out and party and drink, eat, drink, and be merry and have a good time. We're always at the track. We always got on jeans or tights or shorts and t-shirts and hoodies. This is going to be a real opportunity for us to put on some clothes and have a good time. And it's not just for racers. And you don't have to just be in the car world or in the car culture. Everybody can come. Everybody's invited. You can bring your grandma if you buy her a ticket. We have the link in both our bios for you guys to purchase tickets. And let's just come out and have a good time. Come out and let's support something that's not foolishness. Because, you know, we support a whole lot of foolishness. You know, we going to log on. We gonna get online and we going to talk. We going to look at some foolishness. That's one thing that we going to do. But not me. I don't particularly watch that. Y'all know I'll log off in a second. I just don't have time. I feel like what we fill our brains and what we fill our heads with, those things stick there. And I don't want to fill my brain with any negativity. I don't want to fill my mind with anything that's not positive. So that's why I stay away from a lot of things that people do. Y'all ask me, oh, well, I didn't see you at such and such, or I didn't see you on such and such live, or I didn't see you, you don't follow such and such. That's just, here's the thing. You, I, we, all of us, right? We're free to follow what speaks to us. Even myself. If you get off here and you say, you know what? I really don't want to follow her. What she does not speak to me. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm not upset with you. That's your right. But it's also my right to, hey man, listen, you always come on my page, you negative. Or I always click on your page and you're negative. So guess what? It's my right also to unfollow you. Now, as I stated before, I don't block many people. And my page is not private because I'm actually building a brand. And if sponsors want to click on my page and see what I got going on, or companies want to click on my page and see what I got going on, I need them to be able to get in and see. Because guess what? I never know who's watching. So that's another thing I wanted to touch on. If you are out here and you're trying to build a brand in the car world, you are actually trying, not even just the car world. If you are actually out here and you are trying to build a brand, guess what? You got to know you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. So how I think it's carpenters. What's the saying? Is it measure twice and cut once? Measure twice and cut once. And I won't sit here and act like I'm perfect, because I'm not. No, by any means am I perfect. But what I will say is I have had to learn social media etiquette on social media. I never took training for social media, not to learn what to post, not to learn how to post, not to learn who to post, any of those things. But what I did do was I learned by trial and error. Another thing I will touch on. You guys got to stop joking with people if you don't know your audience. Somebody, I don't block people, but somebody got blocked by me. If you guys are commenting, I cannot see the comments, so you will have to put whatever you're saying in the questions box, because I can't see the comments if you're commenting. I blocked them, but a year or so down the road, they told me that they were just joking. Well, I told them, I didn't know you or don't know you to know that you were joking. So know your audience. You see, I joke with very few people on this app, because I don't know you guys. Some of you, I don't know if I could joke with you. The ones that I do know that I can joke with, I joke with. The ones that I don't. Because you never know a person's state of mind. So I'm just going to keep my opinion or my comment or my little joke to myself. That's all a part of learning. It's knowing your audience. So with that being said, knowing your audience, I think those were all my points for the state of the culture this particular time. I didn't really have a whole lot this time, but I will now open it up, but I'm gonna close this out and come back in, because I feel like you guys were probably saying something, because I can't see anything, no comments moving or anything. But I'll close this one out, and then I'll come right back and let you guys come on and say whatever you're gonna say, because I know some of you guys may want to tap in and say what you're gonna say. I appreciate you guys listening to the second State of the Culture. Like you said, you wanted me to do this every 3 months, so as promised, I wanted to go ahead and make sure I did it before this month got away from me, because then it wouldn't be every 3 months. So I'll see you guys again in February for the third State of the Culture. And if you have anything that you want me to cover on the State of the Culture, I'm always happy to take your suggestions. And yeah, so that's it. I'll be right back.